Well, hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to look at this little guy. Oh, not so little. This is the SRM 1005. In Europe it's also known as Clawtrap, but I'm not sure that that name is common in the US. But as far as I know, you should be able to get it in the US as well, and you definitely can in Europe. The SRM brand is a sort of a little more expensive version of the Sanrenmu brand. So, and I guess a lot of you know Sanrenmu. They decided they wanted to make something different and perhaps a little more design of their own, and it's become this SRM knives. But let's go into the knife. Starting at the blade, we have a 9CR14 MOV blade. Definitely a budget steel, but still a little better perhaps than 8CR13 MOV. And as you can see, this very what you call this, a little special blade shape with a lot of belly. And one knife I've seen a belly like this is a lion steel. What do you call it? It's a lion steel knife anyway, but I think I've seen the blade shape on other knives as well. And what is very special about this one, it has a sort of a satin finish almost, or just a very fine grind on the final belt that they use to grind this flat grind, which most of the blade is, and of course a switch up here. And I don't know if I can get it through, but do you see that edge? They actually made a mirror edge on a around $40–50 knife. That's crazy, and it is beautiful. Of course it won't last, but I wanted to show it to you before I started using it at any harder use. Mirrored edge. I heard that rake knives are starting to do that as well, but I have yet to get one of those, but this one has it. Very special. And then it has, if we look at the handle, a G10 handle with a lot of contouring, but at the same time rather smooth. Really, like, it is smoothened or buffed off a little bit, but still all this contouring would give you a nice grip. And then of course the hardware, Torque 6 all the way, and at the butt end here a glass breaker, let's just call it that, this is holding a very deep carry pocket clip, which is a nice thing, and lots of purchase underneath the pocket clip, which as I said in a previous video, I'm starting to look a little more at these clips, because I think if they're there, they have to be functional, and some of them are just not that, because there's not room for any material. But this one, plenty of room, as you might see, and a nice spring to it, but not that hard. And of course the hardware here, Torque 8 on the pivot screw. Fit and finish is, as you might imagine from the mirror edge, very nice on this one. Everything is rounded off, everything is flush. No, even this edge on the lock bar is rounded off, so no sharp edges anywhere except the glass breaker, but that makes sense. And I forgot to mention, up on top here we have a lock. I'll just show you here. and it locks up the blade so that you can close it, and supposedly this would be an extra safety feature. And ergonomically speaking, it fits very well in hand, though it is a big knife in all dimensions, but your thumb rests nicely on this not that hard jimping, and it is very well seated in your hand in normal grip and even reverse grip. Draw cut on these very ergonomic knives are seldom anything to write home about, and it's the same case in this. With this knife, it is not good in draw cut. I don't use that grip that much, but now you're aware of that. Oh, I locked it. Not that big flipper tab, and as we can see, action, it springs out, and this heavy blade even gives it a bit of recoil. Very, very reliable action, and smooth as butter. Really, really nice. Of course, on bearings, and as you can see, more or less drops shut by its own weight. Really, really a nice knife. Even the thumb stud deployment works perfectly. Plenty of room for my thumb, which can be a problem on some knives. So both flipper and thumb stud deployment very nicely dialed in for that. That has to do with the detent, which is very nice and very crisp, and keeps even this heavy blade inside, at least with a reasonable amount of force. I don't want to destroy my shoulder trying to get it out. Of course, any knife I can get out more or less, but it stays where it's supposed to in most scenarios, I think. What a nice knife. I am so pleased with this one. Of course, it's not the smallest, though the blade is not super long, and it is of course a heavy knife, but not that bad still, and I'm used to heavy knives. So if you are so inclined, you could use something like this as well, and I can most definitely recommend it. So many things are done right in this one. I think I forgot to mention the lockup, which is 50%, and the blade centering, which is absolutely perfect. Really, really a nice knife. I'm so happy with this one. Some of you know that real steel knives are some of my favorite knives, and this is definitely in that territory as well. Even more so since a lot of people have talked about some sort of what do you call it, collaboration or even ownership between the Sanrenmu and the real steel companies. I don't know, but they definitely look a bit like each other, I have to admit that, and some of the hardware and so on definitely looks the same. Never mind that. Definitely recommended knife. Very, very nice indeed. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye bye.